Have you ever made a money mistake? Trust me, I've been there. More times than I'd like to admit, I've made my fair share of spectacular money blunders. But those facepalm moments, those sleepless nights, those cringe-worthy financial fiascos, they actually sparked something awesome. They sparked this channel. For me, it has been a journey from money mess-ups to mindset makeover, and also to opportunity to help other people. I'm not gonna lie, my relationship with money in my younger days was complicated. It was less of a healthy partnership and more of a chaotic, one-sided affair where money always seemed to be walking out the door with a smirk. Today, I want to pull back the curtain and share some of the biggest money mistakes I made, the ones that felt like gut punches at the time, but ultimately led me to where I am today, dedicated to helping you navigate the often tricky world of personal finance and productivity. Think of this as my financial confessional, but with a happy ending and some serious takeaways for you. Let me share with you the wrong money mindsets I had. 1. Everyone's a bank. My mistake. Working or money-making people around me don't have any personal problems or needs, so they can easily loan me money. Okay, this one is probably the most embarrassing because it happened before I even had my first proper job. I genuinely believed that anyone with a steady income was just rolling in dough, and their money was practically begging to be borrowed. Like surely my uncle didn't need that extra cash for, you know, his own life. This mindset was a recipe for disaster. It led to some awkward conversations, a few strained relationships, and the painful realization that everyone, no matter how much they earn, has their own financial responsibilities and goals. The fix. This one taught me a crucial lesson about financial independence. Before you even start earning, understand that your financial needs are your responsibility. Start building a savings habit from your very first paycheck, no matter how small. Think of it as paying your future self. A small amount per month adds up. And for goodness sake, treat loans from friends and family as an absolute last resort, and always have a crystal clear repayment plan. If you really need professional help, explore, say, microfinance institutions or credit organizations which are set up to support financial growth. 2. The easy come, easy go trap. My mistake. Another one, more money, will come easily. Oh, this one was my anthem once I started working. That paycheck felt like winning the lottery every single month. The thinking was, why save this? I'll just make more next month. This mindset turned me into a master of impulsive spending. New gadgets, fancy dinners, clothes I wore once, you name it. I probably bought it without a second thought. My bank account was less of a steady flow and more of a leaky bucket. The fix. This was my rude awakening to the power of budgeting and delayed gratification. I learned that money, while it can come easily, can disappear even faster. Start with a simple budget, like the 50-30-20 rule. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings debt repayment. It's not about restricting yourself. It's about giving every dime a job. And before you buy something, ask yourself, do I need this or do I just want it? Often, waiting 24 to 48 hours before a non-essential purchase can save you a ton. 3. The borrow now, repay later-ish blunder. My mistake. I'll repay it later, so let me borrow. This mindset was the express train to Debtville. I'd borrow for anything and everything, promising myself I'd pay it back later. The problem? Later never came with a concrete plan. There was no how or when, just a vague, optimistic hope. This led to mountains of debt, constant stress, and a feeling of being trapped. It's like digging a hole and then wondering why you're so deep. The fix. Debt is not a game. Before you borrow a single dime, have a clear written repayment plan. Know exactly how much you're borrowing, what the interest rate is, if that applies, and when and how you'll pay it back. Prioritize paying off high-interest debt first, like credit cards, using strategies like the debt avalanche method. And if you're struggling, don't bury your head in the sand. Reach out to creditors, explore debt consolidation, or seek advice from a financial advisor. Ignorance isn't bliss when it comes to debt. It's just expensive. 4. My service is gold, and you'll pay for it. My mistake. Overcharging clients and not letting go of even small amounts, which could have been discounts to win future patronage from customers. In my early days of freelancing, I was so focused on maximizing every single transaction that I completely missed the bigger picture. I'd hold on to every last penny, refusing even small discounts that could have built long-term relationships and secured repeat business. My mindset was, my service is worth X and you will pay X. I saw every negotiation as a battle to win, not an opportunity to build rapport. The fix. This was a tough but vital lesson in value and relationships over short-term gains. I learned that sometimes a small discount, a little flexibility, or even just going the extra mile for a client can pay dividends in future business and referrals. Think of it as an investment in your reputation. Happy clients are loyal clients, and they'll tell others about you. Focus on delivering exceptional value and fostering strong relationships, and the money will follow. Think of it as strategic goodwill. 5. I'm the best, believe me. My mistake, overrating my services. This ties into the previous point. I had a tendency to believe my services were the absolute pinnacle of excellence, regardless of what the market or my clients actually needed. This led to me sometimes missing the mark, not truly listening to client feedback, and ultimately not providing the best possible service. It was ego, plain and simple, getting in the way of actual growth. The fix. Humility and continuous improvement are key. Always be open to feedback, even if it's critical. Research what others in your field are charging and offering. Constantly strive to learn and improve your skills. Your value isn't just what you think you're worth. It also has to do with what the market is willing to pay for the problem you solve. Regularly assess your services and adapt to meet evolving needs. 6. My safety net is my squad. My mistake. Friends and family will help if I get into trouble. This was a dangerous one. I genuinely believed that if things went south financially, my friends and family would swoop in like superheroes to bail me out. This belief, combined with my lack of savings, made me incredibly complacent about financial planning. Why worry about a rainy day fund when you've got an army of loved ones to call upon? The fix. While it's wonderful to have supportive people in your life, your financial security is ultimately your responsibility. Relying on others for bailouts creates dependency and can strain relationships. This was my wake-up call to build my own emergency fund. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a readily accessible, separate savings account. This is your personal safety net, your financial superhero cape. It gives you peace of mind and true independence. 7. The shiny object syndrome. My mistake, buying anything that moved. If it looked cool, if it was new, if everyone else had it, I wanted it, and I bought it. My spending was totally driven by impulse and external influences. There was no real purpose or thought behind my purchases, just a constant chase for the next thing. My house was cluttered, my finances were a mess, and ironically, I felt less satisfied, not more. The fix. This was where I learned the profound difference between wants and needs, and the power of intentional spending. Before you buy anything, ask yourself, do I truly need this? Does it add value to my life? Will I still want this in a week, a month, a year? Embrace minimalism, not necessarily getting rid of everything, but being deliberate about what you bring into your life and your wallet. Prioritize experiences over possessions, and you'll find much more lasting joy. 8. A savings account? What's that? My mistake, no savings. This is pretty self-explanatory, given all my other mistakes. For a long time, the concept of saving money was completely alien to me. Every dime that came in went out, usually just as fast. The idea of setting money aside for the future felt like a punishment, not an opportunity. This led to constant anxiety, no financial buffer, and a complete lack of control over my money. The fix. This is perhaps the most fundamental shift I made. Saving is non-negotiable. Start small, but start now. Automate your savings by setting up a recurring transfer from your checking to your savings account right after payday. Treat your savings like a bill you have to pay. Give your savings a purpose, an emergency fund, a down payment, a future investment. Seeing that number grow is incredibly motivating and empowering. 9. The YOLO money mentality. My mistake, no forecasting or foresight, just living in the now. My financial philosophy was essentially, you only live once, but without any responsible planning attached. I lived entirely in the present, with absolutely no thought for the future. Retirement, long-term goals, big purchases. These were all vague concepts that belonged to some future, more responsible version of me. This meant I was always reacting to financial challenges instead of proactively preparing for them. The fix. The power of planning and foresight cannot be overstated. Start with setting smart financial goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Want to buy a house in 5 years? Break down what you need to put down each month. Want to retire comfortably? Start contributing to a retirement fund today, even if it's just a little. Creating a roadmap for your money gives it direction and purpose. It's about building the future you want, rather than just letting it happen to you. 10. Debt? What debt? My mistake, not servicing debts at all. This was the ultimate form of financial avoidance and denial. When debt accumulated instead of facing it head-on, I just ignore it. Bills would pile up, phone calls would go unanswered, and the problem would only get bigger and more intimidating. This denial created a massive amount of stress and negatively impacted every area of my life. The fix. Face your debts head-on. It's uncomfortable, but it's the only way out. Create a detailed list of all your debts, who you owe, how much, and what the interest rate is. Develop a debt repayment strategy, like the debt snowball or avalanche method. Communicate with your creditors if you're struggling. Ignoring debt won't make it disappear. It will only make it grow and cause more problems. Take control, and you'll feel an incredible sense of relief and empowerment. Okay, so here's the wrap-up to my greatest hits of money mistakes. It wasn't fun living through them, but looking back, each one was a valuable lesson. They forced me to confront my flawed thinking, learn better habits, and ultimately, build a healthier relationship with money. And that's exactly why I started this channel. I want to share everything I've learned, all the practical strategies and mindset shifts, so you don't have to make the same painful blunders I did. The good news is you can change your financial story, starting today. What's one money mistake you've learned from? Share it in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. Stay smart, stay productive, and start building that financial future you deserve.